There's one. Dude, that's a huge fish. I don't know if that's a bass. It almost looks like a carp. That's a big one. Oh, that's a bass, I think. But the mouth looked kind of small. Oh, that's a... So guys, today is the most exciting day whenever you get something new. We're currently at my dad's house because he has a good Wi-Fi. And we're uploading a video right now. But we're taking the new boat out. The old twin troller X10. We're taking it out for the first time on the water today. It rained a little bit last night, but I remember to take my foot pedals out. If you watched the last video on Thursday, we did not take the foot pedals out last time, so they're out now. The drain plug's in it. Just had to double check that because you know me, I'm not gonna say I've been known to leave drain plugs in, but I've done it a couple times and I don't want to do it again today. But we're actually uploading a video right now, but we're also here for another reason because we got a battery box here. Let's open this box and see if this battery box fits our 29 battery. Honestly guys, shout out to Dix because I ordered this thing like, what, 3 days ago? 2 days ago? I think I ordered it on Tuesday and it's here on Thursday. Okay, I think it should fit. The one I had could only fit up to a group 27 size battery. This one has to fit a 29, it's huge. And then also it has this little cigarette outlet on the side of it too, so I can, like if I need to charge my phone or anything like that, which I probably won't, but that option is there. And then I can connect everything to the outside of this one, so I never have to take the battery out. How convenient is that the battery can always stay in this box? 10F accessory breaker, I guess that's for this, that's the accessory. Oh, there's 2 cigarette outlets on it, so you and a buddy can both charge your phones, or I can charge my GoPros on that. That is sweet. All right, moment of truth. Oh yeah, baby, that fits perfect. And it's pretty snug too. What is this for? Extra parts. That's not good. Oh, they always throw in extra parts. How do you, okay. All right guys, I think we should be good. We got our battery in the box and I wish there was a way that it fastened down. That might be what these screws are for, to fasten it down. They ain't with any instructions, so I guess I'll just kind of look for some holes and... All right, does the box fit? Oh, tight, barely. It's not perfect. It's just like a hair too big. Not even a hair. It's like a gnat's, what is it? A gnat's hair? A hair off a gnat's butt, split 4 ways. Is that it? So now that I don't have to put a boat or anything in the back of my truck, it gives me so much more room. I can put like all my tackle and whatnot in the bed of my truck, because I feel so cluttered whenever I have all that stuff in the like back of my truck. I turn around, I put the truck in reverse, I look over my shoulder, and the back seat's just like littered with fishing tackle, which that is not a bad problem to have. But I'm a pretty organized person. I don't like clutter. I'm organized. I have a lot of stuff. I'm not a hoarder or anything. I have a lot of stuff, but I just don't like a whole bunch of just miscellaneous stuff laying around. I think we are good. We're gonna leave this back here because that's probably not gonna go anywhere. That battery weighs about 130 pounds and I think we should be Gucci'd up. So next time you see us, we will be at a pond putting this boat in the water. I got a rope out of my kayak so we can tie the rope to the front of the boat. I didn't go ahead and, I haven't tied it in yet because I didn't want to lose the rope going down the road. So let's go to the pond, go catch some bigmouth bass. Stay tuned.
2 hours later.
Guys, we have made it to the pond and I'm so excited. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I kind of cheated already. I didn't want to have a big catastrophe. I wanted to go ahead and put everything on the boat and make sure it floated. So I did take it for a quick spin around the pond. I wanted to see how the holes filled up with water. I guess I could have done that on video, but I just didn't.
Flashback.
Let's see. Whoa. We have not caught a fish off of it yet. It's still a fishless boat. I'm not sure how I should say that. It still hasn't caught a bass for us yet, or we haven't caught a bass off of it yet. I'm sure there's been fish caught out of it, but we haven't done it yet. So we're about to try to do that. Also guys, if you like any of this sexy AFCO gear I have on, I have a new code down below in the description that'll save you 10% off of your first order. So I just had to let y'all know that because I needed this hat. I didn't know I needed it, but then I saw it on the website and I was like, I need that. So we're gonna go ahead and hop on the boat. We're gonna get to fishing and yeah, talk to y'all on the boat. Boom, we are on the way, baby. Look at that. This thing is sweet. Honestly guys, I'm just really excited to fish off of this boat. Just the fact of not having to use my hand, like, cause you see me in a lot of my like previous videos up to this point, I'll be fishing, then you have to stop fishing, you have to reach down. Like, I got kind of quick at it. I would just kind of push the trolling motor, but now I can just sit here and do it with my feet. When when I stand up, I'm gonna have to kind of like find my balance with standing up and controlling this with my feet. I feel like that might be a little bit of a learning curve for me, is how to, because the boat is very stable, but I mean, it still has some wobble to it. It doesn't feel like it's not gonna tilt over in the water, but it still has, you know, a little bit of like just regular boat wobble to it. So, and we're gonna start off with this. We've caught them decent in the past couple of videos that we've been fishing. The past couple of times that we've been fishing, we've caught them pretty good on this little crankbait. So we're gonna try it out today. We're gonna kind of stay off the bank a little bit, cast back towards the bank. We're gonna try to stay maybe like 30 yards away from the bank and cast at the bank and see how we can do. I think our goal for today is just one fish, one good 3+ pounder in the boat, and we will be happy today. Oh, I don't have the scale with us. Today's gonna be the day we catch a big one. We don't have a scale, we don't have a net. We almost didn't have pliers. It's just, these are the days where you're gonna catch a 5+. All right, so I've never used a fish finder before. So I think I might turn it on. I don't even have it plugged in right now. So I think I might go back there, turn it on, and just kind of fumble with it a little bit just to try it out. See if I can't at least get like water temp and depth going, which, I mean, that's displayed at the top of the screen. It shouldn't be too hard. All right, so it says that we are currently in 10 feet of water. This is super cool because I fish this pond a lot, but I don't know anything about it. Trying to see. Y'all are probably gonna like lose your mind if you can even see that screen. Y'all are probably like, oh my gosh, there's so many like balls of bait. So I know arches are normally fish. It's kind of embarrassing how little I actually know. I think the transducer is probably coming out of the water because I'm so, yeah, because right now it's saying it's 54 foot deep right here, and there's no way. So I might kind of need to like scoot back a little bit to get the transducer in the water. Let's see if I stand up and it goes crazy, then I know I'm probably, okay, it's consistently saying we're in like 10, 11 foot of water. Transducer's in the back of the boat, so it's looking, guessing, what is this? This is down maybe? We're in 10, 11 foot of water. Are these fish down here, or is that like structure, or what is that? I haven't really seen any, I haven't seen anything that looks like a, I haven't seen anything that I'm like, oh yeah, that's a fish for sure. It looks like any sign of life, like the most activity is kind of in between that 5 to 9 foot range, and we're in 14 foot of water. So I think what I might try to do is we might take this crankbait off and put kind of like more like a square bill on, and still kind of focus on out in the middle. Because whenever the sun goes down a little bit, we'll go up on the bank and probably throw a jig or a worm and try that out. But while it's still kind of hot, still kind of warm out, we'd love to catch a couple on the little cranking deal. So I think we might take this off. We're gonna get a couple more casts with it, then we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm seeing fish now. Yeah, we got some fat blobs on the screen now. Oh, oh, he came off. Oh, dude, that was a big one. That was a big one. Dude, when he hit that, gosh, man. Yeah, that was a big fish. Like, he hit it deep, too. Then he hit it and like the crankbait just stopped right when he hit it. All right, guys, we're gonna put something on another rod. Oh, I did have pliers, so that's nice to know now. We also got the scale. You know, I always know. I might act like I'm not prepared sometimes, but I always know I have all this stuff with me. I absolutely had no clue. I just saw a dead shad sticking out of the water. Not sure, this might run too deep. It's probably like 10 to 15. That might be for that corner over there. Then this is a thicker diameter line. And I feel like this thing probably runs from like 12 to 15 feet. So this thicker diameter line will probably hold it up a little bit. So if we can keep it at like 12 feet, we should be good, which is a little bit deeper than what the fish are sitting at, but I feel like the bigger fish are probably gonna be a little bit deeper. So see if we can go find a big mouth bass. got a small one, baby. Let's go. Yes, sir. That. All right, we just really need to shake him off because. All right, well, the skunk is out of the boat. Well, actually, there's 2 skunks in the boat now. I don't think you can say the skunk's out of the boat after you catch one that's about 13 inches long, if that, about 9 inches long.
The next day.
All right, guys, day 2. Day 2, we're back out, and guess what lake we're on? We're on the trophy lake. I felt like it was only right to come out on a Sunday evening to the trophy lake. I was expecting it to be a little bit more crowded. We drove by it. We had a couple more options. We could have went to go fish this evening. We drove by this one. There was nobody out here, so we were like, yeah, we'll fish out here by ourselves. So that's what we are currently doing. Also, I've probably watched about, I don't know, maybe a good hour of finding fish on down scan. I figured out that this is just down scan. It's not side scan, nothing like that. Just directly what's under the boat, and we are at a little bit of an advantage because this boat doesn't go like too crazy fast. So like as we're moving, really the transducer doesn't really keep up with it, but we know whatever is directly under the boat pretty much in real time. So like we don't have to worry about, oh, we passed over that spot and the fish aren't there anymore. So right now we're in 6.5, 5.5, or 3.5. We're in 6.5 feet of water. I'm seeing some like little bait balls and whatnot underneath us, probably in 3 foot of water. Haven't seen any bass, but I feel like I'm pretty much a pro at this thing. Once I'm in the fishing space, so like I know about all the electronics and whatnot. I just wasn't 100% sure on what I was looking at. So now that we're back out here, I have a clear view on what a bass looks like. And you know, I just kind of grinded on YouTube. You know, you can pretty much learn anything on YouTube. So I know what we're looking for. I know what we're not looking for. And hopefully we can catch a trophy this evening. It's like bluebird sky. We have a couple clouds, but this isn't like ideal fishing. This is not an ideal fishing day by any means. And also this week it's supposed to get up into basically 100. I think the high one of the days is like 97, 98. So I mean, in Alabama, you might as well say that's 105. It's going to be an interesting week this week. Fishing might be really tough. It might kind of turn into just early morning, late evening. So some of the videos you see in this upcoming week, they might be kind of hard to see in the beginning of the video. That's because I'm out at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not out at 12 o'clock when the fishing is just absolutely horrible and there's really nothing going on. So, you know, this is the part of the summer where you really hope that your ponds that they're still good, you know, because it gets so hot to the point where it's like you don't want to be out there. The fish really don't even want to be in the water. Came to a conclusion that I need to get live scope or whatever I can find as soon as I can. All right, guys, we are switching up a little bit. I just tied on 2 chatterbaits. I have that green pumpkin tied on right there, and then also I have this white one tied on. So we're gonna go fish around this grass a little bit and just kind of in this back pocket with this chatterbait. And if we don't catch anything from there, it might be buzzbait time. Oh, that's great. First cast over there, get hung up. How about that? There's one. There we go. There's one, baby. First one, don't come off. Do not come off. Whatever you do, yep, just pull all the drag you need on that crankbait, baby. Oh, he's hooked up under the chin. Yeah, that's not a bad one either. Can we flip them? Oh, that wasn't a good idea, keeping all those rods up there. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, look at that one. That's a big one. That's a big one. Let's go. Oh, hook him up good. I'm gonna have to retie because of you now, dude. Hey, how about that? That's fish number 1. That's a good bass. We're gonna say that's our first bass in the new boat. All right, boys, that's the first fish in the new boat. We will take that all day, any day. That's a good, he's high ones. He's not too crazy big, but still a good big mouth bass. I love you so much. Gotta kiss you. I just want to kiss it. Mwah. I love bass. I love bass. No, I did not just wipe my lips. Let's go, baby. First one in the new boat. I'm gonna put you back. See ya. Yes. On the crankbait. Look at all. Alright, I need to get my life together. Like, I have chatterbaits and jigs and all this just hanging off the front of the boat. And it looks like it looks cool and it's a good idea until you hook up on a fish and you're just like, why is all this in the way? So I wasn't sure how deep it was back here, but it's 4.5 foot. So I'm throwing this crankbait. I'm trying to keep my rod tip up and hoping to stay out of the grass because I know it is a soft bottom back here. So that's why I thought initially coming back here I was going to throw the chatterbait, because I mean it's a soft grassy bottom. The chatterbait's going to be able to go through the grass a lot easier than this crankbait would. But I just cast it kind of out in the middle just to see what it was like, and I guess there was a fish out there. So, and he hit it pretty close to the boat, so he probably followed it in. Ooh, are those fish right? I swore I just saw, there's one like that just swam around right here. I think I just had another, like a follower, because I could barely see it, but there's like a brown blob under the water that just swam under the boat. Hey, we'll take that. We're gonna say that was the first fish in the new boat. That fish was every bit of 1.5 pounds, maybe even 2 pounds. So, guys, we just had a big one come off. I just gave a whole speech. I mean, by big, he was probably about 4 pounds or so. But I just gave a whole speech about it. It's the end of the day. I mean, he just came off right here. So I was like, I guess I'll just run you back through what I was just talking about. I was talking about it's the end of the day. Like, I was starting to get a little distracted, you know, kind of, I'm not going to say down, but down, because this is a trophy lake and, you know, kind of expecting to catch a big one every time you come out here. But anyway, we had a beaver swimming like down this back shoreline right here. And I looked down, I looked back up, I looked back down, and my rod's like bending. I didn't even feel the fish. I set the hook and then he came up right here, and he was probably about 4 or 5 pounds, honestly. But it's all good. We'll catch him. I mean, there's one over here. We'll just take that as a sign that there's multiple, you know. I mean, I feel like that might have been our big bite for the video. Gosh, that sucks. And then the camera wasn't on top of that. I mean, we literally spent probably 5-10 minutes just talking about how cool that beaver was. And any pond, I literally just got out of my mouth, any pond that I've ever seen a beaver in, there's always been big bass in. But at least we know, in this boat, we do have a little bit better control than the bass raider. I feel like we don't get blown around or moved around as easy. Then again, the wind isn't blowing today, but I feel like on that bass raider, normally like you just kind of drift a little bit harder than you do. Oh my gosh, there's some big marks in the fish finder right here. It's probably the one that just got off. Gosh, fishing. There's one. Dude, that's a huge fish. I don't know if that's a bass. It almost looks like a carp. That's a big one. Oh, it's a bass, I think. But the mouth looked kind of small. Oh, that's a bowfin. What? Oh my gosh, that is a whole bowfin. Dude, how are we gonna get you on hook? Because we don't want to put you in the boat. Oh, dude, he went crazy on that chatterbait too. Oh, he's so good. Dang. All right, I wish I had those dang grippers with me. There he goes. Gosh, dude, I thought you were a huge bass. Hey, we got our chatterbait back though. I'm just excited we got the chatterbait back. Look how we did our head on our chatterbait though. Like if he did that to lead on a chatterbait, imagine what he would do to your finger. Gosh, that thing was strong too. That was a good fight. Look at the chatterbait too. Yeah, dude, he got a good, look, he ripped the trailer. Like, man, it looks like it could have been cut with a knife how he ripped it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Still fun. The fight's fun until you get them up to the boat and you're like, how do I unhook you? That's exactly so. Oh, there he is right there. But that's exactly why I have those little grips on my kayak. It's not to keep bass in the water after I catch them. It's honestly for stuff like that, because I caught a bowfin. No, I caught a chain pickerel early last year, and I didn't have a way to unhook them. Like I didn't have pliers or anything on the boat. So after that, I went and bought some little grips, which now that I know that there's bowfin in the trophy lake and we're trying to catch a big one out of the trophy lake, I might need to go get a pair of those grips tonight. or just steal the ones off my kayak. Gosh, dude, when he was jumping, I was like, oh yeah, here we go. But his mouth just looked small in the jumps. Like the body didn't match up to a bass. That was the only thing that kind of threw me off about it. I was like, whatever this fish is, it's probably big. But I wasn't 100% sure if it was a bass. My mind went straight for carp, but there's carp in here, but you know, carp normally don't eat chatterbaits. Hopefully the first and last. I mean, it's a fun fight and all, but we're going for the big mouth bass. I mean, that one was big. I mean, that could have been our trophy fish for the day. I said it was a trophy lake. I didn't say it was trophy bass lake. I said it was a trophy lake. So there's your trophy, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. No, we're gonna catch one. It might not be tonight, but we're not gonna go up until we catch one that's like at least 9+ out here. Like an 8-pounder's cool and all, but I want one of them show nuffs. We're looking for a wall hanger, but we're not gonna hang it, but you know, you get the point.
Chasing a bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them block, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep. When I ain't had shit but my thoughts in the car, I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes.